Patients know, and I said, well, almost me can't share me, but they will always want to see me, especially men, no. And if I'm not comfortable, I'll let somebody else see the patient, and I'll pretend I'm not there. And see, I have a lot of those coming here. I wouldn't. I don't know. Say me turn on here, and I say they are really, really sick.
All right. In Bedru, America, now one interesting thing I want you to see, a healthcare system. Say, Prestige Medical Clinic. Ghana ni edia. In fact, Ghana for bomb home than we are going to, and I want us to have a look at the course inside. When we say me so there may come questions and questions who hearing in the befra. And just follow me now. But I have no no smash counting me right inside. So let me just get myself protected. Na young concoding come on. My name question I person me missa. Maybe something na.
You're inside, very nice place, very neat. That one thing. Dr. Eneko din komo Dr. O. Ebia watini din, very popular Ghanaian ewo California ha. I like the setup inside, very neat. Let me take you through Kakrana yenenim konkodi enkomo. Just said the almost sikipu place ni neat one thing so say aha untimi entwa patient be any muntino me ba time obi ani ho se be ya yenkotwa obi anim na enkonkofa ha obi a emfa emma ohwe aha check me height kakra kra o ho na ode ma me nkomra me am ba check me height no then yen free aha to the other places. I just love the place and ye ba be share questions maybe by yes, but it is something that I will want you to follow this interview. Na yensuya de emfa emfrimu COVID timing, how did they do it? How is she managing
Live as it happens, Kofi TV.
Hi everyone. Your friend Dr. Amy Odro Jeffrey. I own this practice and another practice. It's an urgent care family practice. We've been in existence for 4 years. We have another clinic, Divine Medical Clinic, that has been in existence for 7 years now. And healthcare system in America is mixed, both public and private, and mostly run by insurance companies, profits, non-profit organizations, and then some hospitals, healthcare providers, and then we have something called IPA, Independent Physicians Association. So that's how the healthcare is in America. The good thing though is even if you don't have insurance, you can be seen and can be managed for chronic conditions. We do take insurance, we do take cash patient, and it's affordable. We also offer telemedicine, and because of COVID, a lot of people now, a lot of clinics, almost start to offer telemedicine to still be able to continue with healthcare for the patient and provide better healthcare system at the same time. Now COVID nearby, ma enema mu yedin America a lot of companies are close down. Clinic be cry ye he ono so close. Nyame adom bi na ye de yete ase. Most of the time we still barely picking up. It's not that busy, but we still picking up. And and I know a lot of people are going through that, not just the healthcare clinic, other businesses are going through the same thing. And we're just trying to do our best. A lot of times now to cut down costs, we have to also make amendments, or clinic, so we have to adjust the clinic time that we open. We used to open from 7 to 7, now we open from 8 to 7, and a lot of clinics do it that way at this point. Into Sana American healthcare system na etie. So so be wo ye rapid COVID test, ye PCR no, ye vaccination no COVID vaccination is wa hanom. Na say patients ni bi wo hona say or immunocompromised condition. To say be a wadi liver transplant, kidney transplant, and now or other comorbidities, say be or COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and obi use oxygen, CHF, congestive heart failure, diabetic patients, obi or morbid obesity, high blood pressure with other comorbidities. Now we kind of look at it and say, okay, I don't think coming to the clinic will benefit you at this point. We'll just go ahead and see you through a video encounter, but you have to give us a consent first. And and then most of these patients have their own blood pressure machine at home. They have their temperature. So during the video call, the medical assistant will screen the patient, and there are some questionnaires they have to ask. Since the last time you were seen, nindroni be a change any side effects. We call hospital. We tested positive. Has he traveled outside the state within the last 14 days? Is there anything that you want to discuss today apart from the main chief complaint? No? And na si screen who say or a candidate for telemedicine not yet but most of this we do it for the insurance patient. Or if you are willing to pay cash, we also do it for you. And then if there are labs that need to be ordered, we electronically send it. If we have to send medication, you don't have to come and pick it up. I electronically send it as well. If there's x-ray, I'll electronically send it. You get it done, I get the results, I call you. And because you already gave consent for the telemedicine, I'm able to call you and give you your results over the phone. So, in general, make us say African as a whole, most 90% doesn't take their health seriously. And because of that, almost hospital. And I understand it's the culture that we're raised with. All pain that you endured, you're told to be, endure your pain. Also true, but American for no, be big cry na Russia turn home cry, or back clinic doctor ama washeno. And your area hano and the secondary the second factor that plays a role with the patronage now will be seminal is about the geographical area. Baby, a clinic is situated is mostly Hispanic population. And most of my clientele, they are all Hispanics. But I do have, mixed culture, Armenians, I have Egyptians, and I have blacks, African Americans. I do have few Ghanaians, and then I have Nigerians as well. I have more Nigerians than Ghanaians for some reason. Yeah, but Ghana, like, oh yeah, but when we hear they want to go somewhere else. Yeah, that's what I've seen. But in all, it's good.
Telemedicine intake form, right?
Okay, yeah, that's it. My uncle said the telemedicine or more a yen no ebi. Ti yene mamine si intake yen true kakra na yen share how they do it over the phone. And but let me state say nipa ye use no just for try purpose. And your patient tankasa.
To go ahead and connect with him. So this is where we invite the patients over to connect with us virtually. So you'll go ahead and send a text with the link on it. I'll be typing the phone number. Oops. Make sure you put it in right. So you go ahead and send it. And so once the patient connects, it'll say here patient's name, and this is where they see us. So this is kind of like a visual. We wait for them to accept the text and open the link. In the meantime, while they're opening the link, we're going to go ahead and fill out the information. So basically, we're going to grab information from the patient's chart. So we're looking for the patient. Once we find him, we go into demographics because we want to get the name of our patient And then we just write it down. While we wait for them to connect, the date of birth is important. And today's date of service, which will be the date that you are giving the patient the service. As you can see, they have connected. They type in the name. You click on it as start call. Hello, how are you today?
Hi.
Welcome to your telehealth consultation today. We're going to ask a few questions before I have you see doctor, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. What are important things you would like to discuss at your visit today with doctor?
Actually, I'm having some heart palpitation, and I want to talk to the doctor if possible.
Okay, we can get you taken care of. Any other concerns?
And also, I sometimes I feel like I'm having headache. Some severe headache on my left side of the head. It aches me a whole lot, and I've also been feeling as a total body pain. My body aches me a lot these days.
Okay. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most painful, what would you rate the headache that you get?
It might be about 9.
9. And for a body ache?
For the body ache, maybe about 8.
8. Do you take any medication for the pain that you are feeling?
Sometimes I just get a Tylenol for my headache. Other than that, I don't have any other medication.
Got it. Okay, I see here you have a history of taking Tylenol. Nothing has changed. You still only take Tylenol for the pain when needed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Normally we would ask if you need a refill of medication, but you do not have any medication other than Tylenol. What pharmacy do you prefer in case we need to send medication out?
I want the one that is closer to my home is CVS Day Creek.
Okay. Perfect. Do you know the zip code?
Yeah, it's 91730.
30. Okay. Are you able to give me your height and weight?
Yes. My weight is 192.
Mm-hmm.
And my height is 5.9.
Okay, perfect. Any allergies?
No allergy.
Okay. Have you been able to take your blood pressure or temperature in the past?
This morning I took it.
Okay, perfect. This morning.
This morning. My blood pressure was 123
Okay.
over 79.
Mm-hmm.
And my pulse was 89.
89. Alrighty. Okay. So I will go ahead and have doctor review this before she connects with you, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and meet you in the waiting room, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll connect you with doctor shortly. And so now we have filled everything out for doctor to review before she sees the patient. That is it. Only back then it was just me inside a room by myself. I didn't have to talk to anyone. So this is the information I got for the patient before the telehealth, okay? He has no known medications on his chart. The only medication that he said he takes is Tylenol. Just for review, no more refills. The pharmacy is the same one, I just haven't verified.
Okay, nothing has changed. Oh, new symptoms? Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Just a disclaimer, this is not a rare patient, it's a stage patient because I know it's against American guidelines and because of HIPAA, that's why I'm bringing this up. So it's a stage patient.
Kofi TV. Kofi TV. Kofi TV. Kofi TV. Kofi TV. Kofi TV.
Hi.
Kofi
Good
TV.
evening.
Good evening, Doc.
How are you doing, Mr. Osei?
I'm not feeling so good.
All right. Can you? So, do you give consent to this visit? You know, I will not be able to physically assist you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So I see that you're taking Tylenol. Can you tell me more about your symptoms? But before we go there, can you confirm your date of birth?
Yeah, 08 25 1975.
How can I help you today?
Yeah, I've been having a severe headache on my left side. Very, very severe. It ache me, gum, gum, gum. And I only take Tylenol because I don't have any other medication.
How many days?
You mean since I had this
Headache?
headache?
Mm.
It's been with me for about, the recent one has been about 4 days, but some time ago it comes and it go away. It will linger for about 3 days, then it go away for about 2 weeks, then it come back.
Okay. Would you consider this as the worst headache of your life?
Yeah, when it comes, I can see that it is very severe for me.
With this headache, do you consider it to be the worst headache ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that.
All right. So let me tell you something. Because it's the worst headache ever, I'm going to recommend that you go to the emergency room because they need to do a stat CT of the brain, okay? And looking at your medical background, there's the need for you to go to the emergency room. Give me a call the office back in 2 to 3 days after discharge. Let us know what happened, and then we'll follow up from there, okay?
So you said in 2 to 3 days I should give you a call back?
Yes, after you get seen at the hospital. But as soon as you get discharged, you have to call the clinic so we can actually get your records and review it.
Okay. So are you not going to give me any medication?
No, the reason being that is the worst headache. It can be intracranial hemorrhage. Okay. So I cannot treat it until we do a CT.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So are you going to are you going to recommend the CT scan to a specialist?
No, when you go to the emergency room, they will do it right there for you.
Okay. All right.
You've ever been diagnosed with migraines or no?
Migraine, no. I haven't had migraine before.
So this is a unilateral headache, just on one side is pounding. Most likely it's migraine, but I want you to get a CT done first. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, I was also having a total body ache pain. Also, my total body will be aching me so bad.
Okay, so at this point, we'll also need a COVID test done because you're now passing, you know, 2 criteria for COVID screening, which is headache, and then, you know, myalgia, which is body aches.
Okay.
So when you get to the ER, make sure you tell them and they'll be able to do that for you right there.
The COVID test?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Now, do understand, negative test doesn't always mean you don't have it. It might just mean that the viral load is very low at that point, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, or you're good to go?
I'm okay. I don't have no more questions.
Okay. In case you have blurry visions or the sun is just affecting your vision because of the migraine or the headache, I recommend you, stopping your drive and then calling the 911 or ask somebody to drive you over to the ER.
Okay.
All right. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
right to sue you. For instance, like the fake patient, test patient that we just used. Remember, I was telling him to park if he has any blurry vision or symptoms worsen, to park and call 911 or go to the, ask somebody to drive him. In the worst scenario, let's say, he doesn't follow the instruction. He start having blurry vision, he's having double vision, and then he ends up, with a motor vehicle accident, and there's some fatalities. They're going to have to start an investigation, and they realize, oh, he called, because they'll look through his phone and they'll know that he called the clinic, so there's something underlying medical condition. They're going to subpoena his records from me. My records have to indicate that I told the person to stop and call 911 or go to someone to drive him to the nearest emergency room, and that will actually save my license. But if it's not documented, it's never done, and when they sue me, I'll end up in court and then my license will be revoked.
Doc, Mama, Anya Ghana, maybe when your personal experience be paying with how Ghana healthcare compared to AHA Ediano. Do you have any personal experience, any futubia, or the Bema Ghana for based on the way who know any the way who our Ghana fear? Would you say a bit to me abwa ama your healthcare no aye better?
Personal experience. I'm saying me papa woman me baby see and I was talking about how the healthcare in Ghana is. I mean, most of the time I would say it's not their fault, but at the same time, I feel like they don't want to share information to another healthcare provider who is outside the country. I don't know. I won't say there's a complex. I don't know, but there's a little bridge right there that we need to cross, that there will be effective communication, because if there's no effective communication, we're not going to really get anywhere. Okay. Hey, okay, sorry, I know. If there's no effect, and most of the time, no. Say, yeah, but me, I say I've had a couple of family members. Me papa didn't cry on I had a lot of family members. Just about 3 weeks ago, one of the family members tested positive for COVID. And then I wanted to just let the other doctor know in Ghana, say, Omunya COVID now, because of what other comorbidities no, we normally put them on anticoagulant, which is a blood thinner, okay? So that the blood will be very thin and there won't be a clot. Because most of the patients that die from a COVID, no, they don't die from the virus itself, they die from the complication of it. And clot is one of the complications. It travels to your heart, you get a heart attack. It travels to your lungs, you get a pulmonary embolism. And lo and behold, or DVT goes to your legs, you get a DVT. The family member, the doctor didn't listen to me. They didn't even put the family member on any anticoagulant. 3 days after, he had a clot in the lungs. And so, I mean, some of this can be prevented. You said, we don't ever stop learning. And no more almost healthcare workers no more Ghana na Africa no. You become a questioner. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for the work you're doing with lack of resources, a lot of improvising around the healthcare sector and all that, and I see it. And you say bia ye be condemn mo, but to me most of the time you save the patient's life. I know you guys are great, you're seasonal doctors, seasonal healthcare providers out there. I don't belittle you guys for anything. Say moving a beer DBC say yanka with lack of resources, no. And I mean it's too different, it's too vague. The difference is too vague to even compare. Yeah. But it's not their fault, the system is not working in Ghana.
But in all this, Otoni will shape a more challenge be our Juma or ye to shape the idea.
That's what Michelle put the same before my answer question. No.
The good,
many be see. But your day be
okay, who will be?
Okay.
Patient be my and as well, human unya that wow.
Well, patients know, and I said, well, almost me can't share me, but they will always want to see me, especially Memano. And if I'm not comfortable, I'll let somebody else see the patient, and I'll pretend I'm not there. And see, I have a lot of those coming here. I wouldn't. I don't know. Say me turn on here and I say they are really, really sick because most of them it's me offer telemedicine. They say no, they don't want telemedicine. They want to come in. I'm like, no, in the midst of the COVID, nah. I write it so much, and no, they still want to come in and see me. You know, so I don't know. And I felt like it's not professional to ask them like, hey, me 20 now, but so in general, make I say African as a whole, no. Most 90% doesn't take their health seriously. And because of that, omunko hospital, and I understand it's the culture that we're raised with. All pain that you endured, it you're told to be, endure your pain. Also true, but American for no, be kiti cry na Russia kiti turn who cry obe back clinic abi who doctor ama washe no. And your area hano and the secondary the second factor that plays a role with the patronage now will be seminal is about the geographical area. Baby a clinic is situated is mostly Hispanic population. And most of my clientele they are all Hispanics. But I do have mixed culture, Armenians, I have Egyptians, and I have blacks, African Americans. I do have few Ghanaians. And then I have Nigerians as well. I have more Nigerians than Ghanaians for some reason. Yeah. But Ghana, like, oh yeah, but when we hear they want to go somewhere else. Yeah, that's what I've seen. But it's good.
Kofi Radio. Radio for the Ghanaian and for the Ghanaian abroad. Kofi TV. Kofi TV. Kofi